Hey peeps, how y'all doing? This is the Queen Bee Decor debut. This is the bee I put in my Mermaid Casa. And then I'm going to show you the one that I put in my pool room. Check it. I did a 3D bee and a wall art bee. So we have a flat one for the wall, and then we also have one that we can put in the air. I also want to show you these honeycombs. I sped up the video because otherwise it would be way too long. I wouldn't even be able to download it. So for the honeycombs on the wall, you just use the bricks. I put 4 bricks, actually 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. You just put them one up, then the other, then the other way, then the other way. It's kind of hard to get them up against each other, but so you just got to work it in there, and it does go. I promise you it works. So you can put these all the way on your wall, all the way up. You can like change the color of the yellows and have them really close to each other so that it looks like they're connected like it's supposed to be. But I just wanted to do it separate just to show you how I wanted to make them on the wall. And then later, obviously, we'll add some more. So I think that's a really cool way to do it. I tried it with the books, but it didn't really work out so well because I used to use books before we had bricks. So I still try to work those in whenever I can. Now for the wall, what we're going to do is we're going to use the heart windows for the wings because I think that those are amazing. It's perfect. I mean, it has the, the little dip like the wings have. And they look really good as far as color and being able to glow. So you just put 2 of those heart windows on the wall, and then you're going to get the large pizza bowl. Now the reason I like to use these pizza bowls is because you can change the color of them to whatever you want. So for me, I am obsessed with the queen bee. So I'm going to do that. And we're going to use the colors of baby blue and the light yellow gold. So you just want to we're going to use 3 for the body. You want to put 1 on the top and 1 directly underneath. So as you can see, I am using a barrier so that I can have the bowls facing the wall as opposed to facing out. Because if they were facing out, it wouldn't give you that body look. So when you have the barrier against the wall, you're basically putting the bowl against the barrier. Okay, and the pizza section also has these big black pots. So we're going to use 2 of those for the antennas of the bee. So I put those on before I put the rest of the body on the bee, just so I can see and make sure that I'm getting it inside of the head so that none of the black part is showing of the pot, so that it straight up looks like the antenna sticking out. And I'm changing the color. Originally I was going to use 2, but I decided to use those 2 as the blue, and then get another bowl for the middle part of the body and make that the gold color. So the trick is to get it close enough now again to where I can get that bowl back in there. You see that I put a table here, and I'm also getting as close to the wall as I can because it actually does help. The closer you are to whatever you're trying to edit, the better it works out for you as far as where you want the placement to be. So I'm going to get it where I want it to be. It just takes a little bit of maneuvering, and then eventually I will see it exactly how I want it. And I think that's it, and you just let go and move it quickly. Try not to touch anything if you get it where you like it, because once you do, it could move and just change everything. So you have to be real careful about that. Like, I see a little bit of the black pot, but I'm going to leave it like that because if I try to move it, I really feel like it could just mess up the whole thing. So that's something that's not even going to stand out on the end. I might still try to change it later. We'll see what happens. Now you take the smaller size bowl, and that's going to be for the eyes. And you're just going to move the barrier back just a little bit. You're still putting the bowls onto the barrier so that they can pop. Now it really just depends. That looks really too big like bug eyes, so I made the decision to place them against the wall instead of on the barrier because they're too big for this size bee. So I put them in just so that the edge of the bowl looks like the eye on the side, and I think it looks really cool. So you can just move those around however you want until you get the look that you're going for. And once you get it all together and have it how you like it, I got another bowl just because I didn't want to try to move it and then move the pot and then move something else. But eventually on the end I got it all squared away. As you can see, it's not so easy as just putting things on the wall. It does take a little bit of time and a little bit of love, but once you do it, it's beautiful. You can put the wings however you want. You can put one going up, one going down, one on the side, the way that I had them. It's your choice. You can change the colors. It just depends on what you like, but I think that looks amazing. So now we need the stinger because it's a bee. So we're going to use that little tiny tree that has the pointy tip, and we're going to put the barrier just above where we want the base of it to go, and we're going to put the tree up on there. See, I tried it with the bigger one and it didn't work, so you have to get the smallest one. And then move it down a little. If you're a baby, it looks like it's just the height of the baby, depending upon where the bowls are on your wall. Also. And then you can change the color. If you're doing the black and yellow, you can do it black. If you're doing the blue, you can do it gold. Or you can make whatever color. You can do a rainbow bee if you want. That would be beautiful. I'm sticking with the theme of the queen just because I really think that they're so pretty right now. Okay. So, moving forward, I'm going to go in here in my Mermaid Casa. And that's going to be something I'll show you on the end how I edited this. But I put a queen bee in here that I can actually sit on. So I want to show you that. I put her in here just because I felt like she would be happy. I thought it was a good place for her because it's beautiful and colorful, and this is where I wanted to try it. It wasn't so easy floating around and trying to do this edit, but I did it anyways. That was my practice, and now I'm going to show you how I did it. That's my lion, if you saw that video. I have pets all around. Yeah, this is my pool area. It just looks like a big playroom, actually. So this is my bee corner. I decided to use a corner because bees seem to like to find a niche and then they just start building in that area. So for me, it was this corner. I laid everything out that we're going to use. You're going to use 5 bowls of the big, 4 for the feet, 2 for the eyes of the small bowls. I have 2 cutting boards for the base of the wings, and then I have 2 of the pots from the pizza section. So that's what we're going to use for the 3D bee. So be patient with me, guys, because it is a process and it's so worth it in the end, because I've already had people coming in like, oh my god, how did you get a bee in your house? What? So I'm thrilled about it. I think it's amazing. You always are going to use your barrier, and we're just going to start with the bowls. You just put one bowl and then you're going to move it over and get the other one and put it up against the barrier to make the ball shape. So that's the first step. Then you're going to move the barrier just on the edge of the end and put the bowl there. You will be able to see the bowl sticking out through the barrier, and then you put the other bowl there and do it again with the other color. Sometimes you accidentally touch it and then it moves everything, as I said. I did that. I had it complete and then it did it on the end too. So I changed it a little bit because you want the body to be closer together and not just look like 2 macaroons. So I moved it back and just put one bowl facing the ball, and then the other one of the front is 2 sets together. Then you put the barrier on the tip for the stinger, as we did on the wall. You just place it until you find the right length for the stinger to be sticking out. And I think it's just like so. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. I think that blue bow in the back is sticking out too far because now I can see the base of the tree. So I'm going to be moving that. But it takes a lot of finesse. But once you know what you use and how you use it, then you have the time to work with it until you get it just how you want it. You put the bear right in front of the head, enough to where you're going to put the eyes onto the barrier where they're touching the head. So you just put one on each side for the eyes. It's so cool. I'm loving it. Maybe if I wasn't a baby, I would be able to be closer and see what I'm doing more. I don't know. I'm always a baby. That's by choice. You make more money when you're a baby. That's one of the main reasons. So that I can get more AMC if I'm actually sleeping and farming and doing what I should be doing. Okay, so I think that looks legit. The back bow is still bothering me. I'm gonna have to move that. So let me think about how I need to do this. Do those eyes look okay to you guys? I think so, but that, yes, okay. So it clearly needs to go forward a little bit more, and see, I moved the yellow. Oh my gosh. See, that's one hard thing. If you click on the wrong thing, it's gonna mess it all up. No! I'm probably gonna have to take it completely apart and start over. And then I keep looking at my queen bee just to see. So I'm actually moving it back to the blue bow, since for some reason it keeps clicking on that instead of moving the blue one forward, which is initially what I was going to do. But you get the idea of what I'm doing. And if not, if you have a question about anything, just ask me and I can help you, no problem. You're basically just putting the bows together to make the body. I ended up adding another bow and leaving those there. So I had them really close to each other, and I really honestly liked the way that it turned out because it made it a little bit more dimensional. So I have two bows on one side of the yellow and one yellow bow on the other. And so it actually gives it a little bit more depth of the body, and I think that that's cool. So I did add a bow, guys. And I could have done that on the other side actually to get it closer to the blue. Okay, so I'm going to put the stinger back on there. And now we're going to move forward to the feet. So you want the barrier against the wall so that it will be able to go up level with the bee. And then you're going to move it just a little bit to where you can see the base color of the body, and start placing the small bows in place where you want the feet to be. And I think that looks really cool. They might be down far, I don't know, but actually they're not touching the body on the queen bee, so I think that's okay. I think that looks good. I mean, do bees really have feet anyways? Okay, so now what we're gonna do, we're gonna move the wings over here and the pots for the antenna. You're going to put a barrier in the back of the bee so that you can get the other barrier against it, so you can move it sideways to place the cutting boards, chopping boards, whatever they're called. And I'll show you what I did on the end. I ended up taking these out, but this is how I have it in the Mermaid Casa, just like this. And then I decided to get clever. So what you're going to do now is move the barrier forward to the head to where you can put the pots in place. And you want to have it forward just enough to where the pots are going to be inside the base of the head, like so. And you get your other pot and do the same thing on the other side. I actually used these pots also for eyelashes on my bunny that I have in my living room. So you can use those for a lot of things. I don't think anything's gonna be perfect, but once you have it there and you have all your tools and everything put away, it looks really beautiful. I love it. I'm not gonna put a seat on this one as I did in the Mermaid Casa because I can just stand on it and I think it looks amazing just like it is. I don't want to start messing with that. But I am gonna put this little table here so I can jump up on it for a second. That is so cool, I love it. Yeah, I think it turned out really good. Yay, so that's how you do it. Let me know what you think in the comments and hit the like button if you like this video and if you want to see future edits like this. I also have a dragon that I made. I'm not sure if that video is still here, but I can redo it or I can let you guys know how I did it. I made it with bean bags. Really cool. So this was my surprise on the end. I decided that I really like the look of the heart windows for the wings. So I want to use those here and change the color. And you can also do different sizes. Like sometimes one of the wings looks bigger on one side than the other when they're flying. It just depends on how you want it. And I decided I'm going to delete the chopping boards, but I'm glad that they were there because it helped me put the heart windows in place without having to use the barriers. So it put them exactly where I wanted them to be. And then you can just go in and make sure that you delete the right thing. It keeps going on the heart. And you can keep them there too. It kind of makes it look cool with both of them there also. Just depends on what you like. Oh, I can see the pot sticking out there. I'm gonna have to move that. But that is how it turned out. Okay, so that is how I did the queen bee, and I am going to move on and show you how I did the Mermaid Casa. Because I showed you the queen bee that is there, I decided to show you how I edited it and what I used to build it. I had a friend that wrote me up one day from Twitter, and it's Decor. And he said, hey, join me in the game. I have an idea for your house. And so at that point, my pool was just a pool. And he came to meet me and he said, why don't you build inside the pool and do like a house edit? And I said, okay, that sounds cool. He said, you can put like an entire living quarters inside the water. So I thought that was kind of a great idea and I agreed. And so he was helping me with that, and he even put some money in my AMC to help me with the edit. And so he was giving me ideas along the way. So here we are. And that is him. Shout out to Decor. He's telling me that this is where I should put the kitchen. So we had already decided on what we wanted the floor and the walls to be, and I think that's very fitting for the mermaid. And we are putting the kitchen here in this area. So I got the mermaid refrigerator that I'm putting here. I'm going to put some counters down and have the full setup here. And he said just put some stars on the wall, so I think that that is a good idea. It makes it look really cool and gives it some decor. Okay, so over here for the kitchen, we just have the basics. We put the oven here, we put the base counters, we put the counters on the wall. I'm gonna put a tree over beside the refrigerator in the counter area, so there's just enough space for a tree. This is my favorite part, is the apples. really can honestly say that I'm in love with this part. I put one apple on the counter, and then I decided to put a bowl there, and then I put a barrier under it, and then just started stacking the apples inside the bowl. So I would move the barrier up and down a little bit as I went, placing the apples so that it gave them some dimension as far as where they're placed inside the bowl. So honestly, that is my favorite part of the entire edit, is the bowl of apples. It's so simple, it's so basic, and it's so cool. I think it's really pretty. It makes it pop, and it's red, and it's pretty, and it's perfect for the kitchen. I love it. Favorite part, yes. Okay, so we got the coffee maker. We're gonna put some mugs on the wall. That looks good. Let's get some knives and put them above the oven. We just got our full-on kitchen here, y'all. Okay, well, I think we need some light because it's getting kind of dark. So I tried this triple hanging light and it didn't fit the area. So I decided to put it over in another area where it's kind of facing down. And I'll move on and try that in a minute. I definitely want to have a kettle here, a teapot, however you want to call it. If you want to put those on your oven, you just get the barrier, place it right flush under the oven, and put it there. Now this is the light that I got. I got the truss lights. I think that's what they're called. Forgive me if I say it wrong. And it's colorful, it's pretty. I'm gonna hide it back here behind the counter so that you can't fully see the black track part of it. I'm gonna put the wooden shelves there and make it white so that it blends in with the rest of the furniture here. I put another shelf on top and faced it up so that it kind of blends in and covers up the black part. I like the towel bars that they have available in the Decor, and I like to put them on my oven because I don't know about you, I hang my towels on my oven front, so I like to put that handle bar there right on the front of the oven, just with the barrier as always, and it places it right there. I think it looks so good, and I love it because you can change the color, so that looks good. Okay, I decided that I don't really like the tree that's there, so I got the fairy tree because I like the fact that it looks like it has it's like two-tone. So it's worth the extra price to put it in there, especially for the theme that I have going on here. So far so good. I think I put a lot of effort into this kitchen, but it's really worth it on the end when you come down and you're able to have a full functioning kitchen in the Mermaid Casa. The mermaids will appreciate that. Of course, we have to put a unicorn. I put unicorns all over the place now. I'm going to put a cloud on top here and put the unicorn on top of the cloud, because when I think of unicorns and clouds and rainbows and all of that, it all goes together. So I think that she would be pretty standing right on top of it like that. Just put the barrier under where you want her to stand, and then she can go wherever you place her. Okay, so we're just gonna put the little cat ears rug here, make it purple. Think that looks good, and we're going to move on over to the next corner. Of course, for a Mermaid Casa, we have to have the mermaid throne. And I decided that when I sit over here, or when anybody else does, that we need to have a bunch of unicorns sitting here with you. So I just took the barrier and I just started placing unicorns all over the place. I was trying to make it look like some were laying down, some were facing certain ways, some of them the lights were on, some were off, and now we move over to the sitting area. I just got that glass barrier and I put it against the wall. It didn't show that part because I missed that, but that's what I did. I wanted to use a glass table and there wasn't one big enough, so that's what I did, was get that glass barrier wall and put it there. And I got these black and gray chairs because I think that looks the best for what I have. I tried the heart ones, but it didn't really suit the sitting area very well. So I chose these. I got 2 of the smaller glass tables and put them in the front for now, and we'll see if that's what we end up with. And now we're going to try the blue flower table and put it in the middle because I think it just needed a little bit more color, a little bit more of something to fill in the area, and I wanted something on the table as far as decoration. So I thought if I have the flower table under and then it's going to put the flower on top of the table, that's kind of cool. I like how it's looking. Okay, now we take our barrier friend and we put it right under the glass part of the table so we can put the placemats on the table. One for each setting. Make sure you have them facing in the proper direction. And moving on to the wall. We need a little bit of decor. I decided to put neon signs all throughout, just with different quotes. So this one says, eat, trade, love. Of course I need to say trade because that's what we do here in this game. Okay, so for the sitting area, the living room area, I got the mermaid couch. I wanted to incorporate some cloud couches. I like this light green color. I think that looks good here. The pastel colors are really warm for the setting. And I got a neon light to put on the wall. And of course, we're going to change it from welcome to dun, 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 dun. Work and play hard. So, you know how that goes. We're working and we're playing. We're working and we're playing and we're getting it on. Everybody knows that we're singing a song. Okay, now we're going to go over to this sleeping area. And I like these new, what are they called? Cloud beds? I can't remember what they're called. But what I did was get a bunch of them and put them all together. And kind of get it going at like a little angle, rounding it off a little bit. And then get the cloud chairs and put it in the spaces where it's missing so that it looks like it's a full pillow set going all the way around the bed. And what's cool about that is that it looks good and it's also functional as far as being able to sit on the bed and sleep on the bed. Amazing. Trying to use all the new stuff that we got going on now. So I got the green photo, whatever it's called, thingy, and put it here. And I'm just going to use it to separate the living area from the bedroom area. Put a little TV set up on the table here. Get it going on so that when we're laying in the bed, we can watch the TV. Put some flowers around just to fill in the space and make it look pretty. And then you can also sit down and put your shoes on when you wake up if that's what you want to do. Okay, so when I came over here to sit down on the bed, I realized I'm not going to be able to sleep on this bed if I'm a baby. So what I'm going to do is take some of these little circle pet beds and I'm going to place some throughout the beds so that everybody can jump in and go to sleep if they want to. I'm talking the moms, the dads, the kids, the pets. Everybody is welcome. I think I did 2 or 3, probably 3. I like the circle ones. You can change the color and then you can place them into where it's not messing with the top part of the blanket area. So that is looking good, and it's okay if a little bit of the color sticking out. I'm fine with that. Sometimes you got blankets thrown on the bed and different things. It's fine. It's looking good. I like how it's looking right here because it's really cool to just have that long looking round bed. It almost looks like a futon couch bed kind of situation. Okay, so of course we're going to get a neon sign. We're going to put it on the wall and it says Mermaid Dreams. I decided that I wanted this to be a little bit more of like a headboard kind of look. So I got the really big poster board and to make it look like wall art and framed art, I'm going to put the sign across it, change the color, put a star there, and then we're going to go through and frame it with the bricks. So that just gives it a little bit more of a better look as far as the framed art goes. And just take the bricks and go all the way around, and you could either put them flat against the wall, or you can take the barrier so that they're sticking out long ways. I wanted them to be like that. I think it looks better that way. And of course, you know, I have the sign and I have the star, so we can just work around it. I'm not gonna put the bricks on top of it. I'll just put it around, and it's still gonna be flush and look amazing. Okay, so that's all done. It looks good. Okay, so over here where I have the room separator, I decided to go on the other side where the living room is, take the barrier so that it's not showing the black bars on the back side of it, and just put a rug flat just to make it look like it's a flat wall separator. And you can make it whatever color you want. I chose purple, going along with the theme. Okay, now we're gonna put a table here in the living room area, and the couch is long and it's kind of a big space to fill. So I decided I want to go with these butterfly tables. I'm gonna get 3 of them and put them beside each other and have them lined up, and we are going to make 3 tables 1. I think these are really pretty, but I can't just use 1. So we're gonna do 3. Then we're gonna get the long pizza bench table and put it underneath. And that kind of brings it all together. And then on the top where it has the spaces, I'm gonna put bricks in between each table and change the color to purple so that it just looks like it's kind of a full set table. Okay, now me and the giraffe are satisfied with the sitting area. I'm gonna change the cloud seat and put some of the shell seats here, the big one and the small one, put them on each side there. And I just think it brings it all full circle. Okay, for the wall on this side, we're gonna do the big drawing board. It's only fitting for such a big wall to do the big one. The reason I like these is because you can put whatever emoji on there you want, and then there's your art. So that's really cool. I don't think I'm gonna frame this one though. I'm just gonna leave it like this for now. And I decided to change the Mermaid Dreams picture just to these 3 diamond rings, just because I think it matches really well and I think it looks really good. And not for any other reason, I just think that it looks cool. That's pretty much everything for the Mermaid Casa, y'all. We got the kitchen, we got the sitting area, we have the living room, we have the bed area, and then we have the throne. So I think that is it. I am going to move on now. I have to give a shout out to my girl on Twitter. Her name is TLC. She wanted to buy a queen bee from me for 20,000 AMC. So that's what we're going to do now. And I did a few house edits while she was here, because it does take a long time to pay that much money. And there she is. Hi, Fairy. How are you? Oh, welcome to me, Casa. She said, okay, let's get started. And that's what we did. So whenever somebody comes to pay, you just have to focus on counting. So I just let her do her thing, and I kind of went and did my thing, and naturally I am recording so I can get some edits going on. So at this moment, I decided to jump back in the Mermaid Casa and see if there was anything else that I needed to add before I finalized the deal. Just looking around, making sure it looks good. When you're underwater, if you get one of your fly pets, then it's easier to keep yourself in place while you're going around. So I think everything looks really, really good. I'm really satisfied with it. You don't want to do too much or it would be like really cluttered. If anybody's wondering how you can pay more than $1,000 a day, all you do is pay the $1,000 and then you go off of the game and then you rejoin. And then you just keep going back and forth until it's complete. So I'm sitting here trying my cloud bed out, and that is looking good. I decided that the one thing that I do want to add is some kind of poster. My favorite one of our choices is this Book of Monsters because I think it looks really cool. So I like that one and I put that there, and I think that's the only thing I added. So because I was done with that, I wanted to find something else to do while I was sitting around waiting. And I decided to do something with these stairs. Like I always had this unicorn alicorn horn just sitting there for no reason. And when I was walking past it, I was like, what if I just add one on the other side and face it in and then keep going up with it? What's that gonna look like? If you get the lines straightened up with each other and get it really aligned, it looks like you have a pattern on your stairs. So on my first set of stairs, I have the rainbow thing, and on this one, I'm going up with these alicorn rugs because I think it's beautiful. I really, really like this, and I might even change the rainbow to this because I think that it's really pretty, it's really clean looking, it's really classy, and I love it. You just put one on one side and one on the other, and voila, you have a beautiful look. And you can walk up it just as easy. It doesn't change the function or anything. So that's another one of the things that I really love, and I'm glad that I discovered because it's pretty and you can do whatever colors you want. So that was one thing that I definitely wanted to share with you guys. Shout out to Fairy, that's my girl. 20K all day. Oh, hey. See how it's looking? And can you imagine if I had it all the way up and then down going the other way? Really cool. I'm definitely going to change that because I'm loving it. She said this is the last one, thank goodness. So I said I'm going to give you the fly queen bee because I feel bad. You know, we've both been here for a really long time. I know that you wanted a fly potion before and you were going to wait and get one the next time that we traded. So I'm just going to go ahead and do a fly queen bee instead of just a regular queen bee so we can have it all wrapped up in one little pretty gift. And that's what we're going to do. We are definitely nearing the end of this, and I tell you, it's been a long one. And that's okay. It's well worth it. Now I have money for the gifts. Now she has her queen bee after this, and everything's good. I'm just going around showing you the rest of my house. I think that rug on the wall is so cute. It looks like a little kissing face rug. So I'm saying, I'm going to give you the queen fly unless you don't want to fly it. And she's like, well, of course I do. So this is where, after she paid, I'm giving her the queen, and that is the end. And that's what it looks like when you have a decent tray with a decent person and everything is happy. Yay! Thank you so much. That was amazing, and it really helped me out with the new gifts. I spent it all, girl. It is already gone. If anybody's wondering how long it took to pay $20K, it was exactly 1 hour. So, anyways, if you like this video, please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Oh, I took a selfie. I hope she did too. Yay! She said I made her day. Okay, thanks guys. Ciao. Have a good night.